So now we are seeing the outline of the chapter light from class 6. First of all, we have classification of objects, next rectilinear propagation of light, then formation of shadows, pinhole camera, mirror and reflection. Now let us start with classification of objects. Classification. So here classification is based with depending on two factors. One is emission of light. So emission of light, it is categorized into two: luminous, non-luminous. So luminous now, the objects that give out or emit light on their own. So luminous objects means these objects will not always will be acting as a source of light. They will give the light or emit the light. Whereas non-luminous objects, so here I am writing at emit out light on own. Whereas non-luminous now, they will not emit light but reflect that falls on it. So luminous means that is lightning, non-luminous means not lighting at all. So luminous now that emit out light on their own, non-luminous means that will not emit light but reflect that falls on. So here luminous we have the examples as sun, a candle or a tube light, whereas non-luminous you have moon, chair, table, whatever it is. But why we are writing moon here, but why not in luminous now? Luminous is giving light directly, that is emitting, whereas non-luminous here moon is not emitting the light but reflecting the light that is falling on it. So I have written luminous and non-luminous, sun here and moon here. And second one is based on passage of light. So depending on the passage of light through the objects, it is categorized into three: transparent, translucent and opaque. So transparent now, the objects which will let the light to pass through them completely. Light passes through the objects completely. So this is the key word. If an object is letting the light to pass through it completely, now we have to write it as transparent. Then light passes through the objects partially now, only a fraction of it get passed to other side, whereas the rest of the fraction will get either scattered or reflected depending on the kind of material that we are taking. And opaque, do not allow light to pass through, which means the object is just blocking the light that is falling on it. So I have transparent, translucent and opaque. So transparent now, what are the examples? Glass, water. So whatever the objects that is letting the light to pass through. So translucent, you have oil paper, butter paper and then mica sheet. So these are all translucent. And then opaque, here whatever the object that is blocking the light, so these are like here I am writing as chair, block of wood, a book, a paper. So these are all opaque objects. And second one, first category we have seen classification, and second one is rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation of light. So here rectilinear propagation now, straight line. Propagating means traveling from one medium to other. Rectilinear means straight. So a light always travels in a straight line. Light always travels in a straight line. We all know that light is a form of energy, right? So it is always traveling from one. So when it travels from one medium to another medium, we say that it is propagating. So light which is traveling in a straight line is said to be having a rectilinear propagation. Light will never bend. So the time when light bends its path or deviate or divert from its path now, that happens only when it is moving, when there is a change in medium. let's take if a light is traveling from air medium to water medium, then it will just bend now. If the light is traveling like this, means it just deviate its path when it enters the oil medium. So but it will never go like this. Light always travels either this, at the change of medium it will go either this or this. So light always travels in a straight line called rectilinear propagation of light, and the speed of light is written as c is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And with this we have the formation of shadows. So for a shadow to form, we need three things. First one is the source of light, and second one is an object. So better we take an opaque object, and third one a screen. So for the formation of shadows, we need three things: source of light, object, and source. So when there is a source of light, let's take a candle here, glowing. Candle will emit light, no? So when I keep an object here and there is a screen, let's take this as a wall. Candle, object, screen. So when this candle is lit, the light of this candle will fall on this object, right? So this object will start to reflect. That reflection of light will fall on the screen. So here whatever light that gets reflected here will fall this ways. Whereas this part, since it is opaque object, it will block the light. So this part that is blocking the light will not let the light to pass from here to here. So this object will be forming the shadow over here. So this is the formation of shadows. So we cannot say always the whatever the object that we are keeping exactly forms the same size or the same shape of the object, but sometimes it varies depending on the size or shape of object, depends on orientation of the object that we are keeping. Orientation of object, na, the direction of the object that we are keeping. Second one, the direction of light that is falling on it. Direction of light that is falling on. Sometimes when you are walking on road, na, when we just observe your shadow, sometimes it will be like large, sometimes it will be small. So this depends on the direction of light that is falling on it. So here you have source of light, object, and screen. Always remember the shadows always forms on screen, not on anything else. The screen may be like anything, the ground, the wall, or whatever it is, it always forms on screen. So the definition is a shadow will be formed when an opaque object comes in the path of light. If there is no opaque object, the light will directly fall onto the wall, right? If I kept an opaque object, the shadow will be formed over here. And next one is pinhole camera. Pinhole camera, the very basic for learning the basics of camera, of photography. So pinhole camera, now you have a box. Let's take here, I'm having a pinhole. Here I have a trace paper that been acting as a screen. So this side you have to see. So I'm just writing it as I. So here you have object. So pinhole camera, you have a cardboard box which is light. So we can say it as a light proof object having a pinhole, a hole which is of a pin size, and opposite to this hole you have to attach a trace paper which is acting as a screen. See to that this hole and this are exactly opposite to each other. Now when light is falling on it, this will reflect light, no? That light will pass through this hole, forming an inverted image. So the image formed on here will be like this. So this is the basics of pinhole camera, which is used to learn photography, to learn the movement of sun over a long time. So pinhole camera, the basic is very important. You have to use a light proof cardboard box. Here it will be crossing somewhere else, but I have written for your understanding. So here it will cross and form an inverted image. Forms inverted image. So keep this hole as very small. If it is long now, you will get a blurred image. The image will not be clear. And then you have mirror. So mirror is a polished, shiny, reflecting surface. Reflecting surface, now whatever light that falls on it gets reflected. For this purpose, we'll coat the mirror glass with a silver or aluminum coating, so to reflect more light. So all the mirrors that we use in our home reflects the light, but it is not a perfect mirror. A perfect mirror will have a coating of silver which will reflect 99.99% of light. So mirror is just a polished, shiny, reflecting surface that will reflect the light that falls on it. And then you have a reflection. Reflection, now let's take this as a mirror. When light falls onto here, it gets reflected in this direction. So bouncing back of light into same medium. Bouncing back of light into same medium after striking a reflecting surface. So learn more about reflection in your higher standards. For now, I'm just giving you a definition. When light falls on a reflecting surface, it will bounces back into the same medium. So this ray is called incident ray, and this is reflected ray. Don't forget to put the arrows when you are drawing this is called ray diagram. Don't forget to put the arrows to represent the direction of the ray that is traveling. Clear? So with this, we have finished the chapter light. Yeah, thank you.